Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those who are, seasoned veterans of what we do around here. We've got over 1,000 audios available for your listening pleasure. We try to add to these on a regular basis. And so this is ideas at which where self-improvement concepts can be harmful. Obviously, being committed to and working with over 17,000 people in the last 15 years, 4,000 couples. Certainly, I'm a big proponent of the self-improvement, self-help community, but there are times at which it can be harmful. So, if you think your expectations of yourself are a little too high, or you need to reset better expectations of self, would love to be of assistance to you in that way. Because sometimes when we have those unrealistic or unrealistic expectations, it can be super struggle and difficult for any number of reasons. So, the couple things there. Anyhow, the first thing is expectations. So obviously you got to have basic expectations of people. Obviously you got to have basic expectations of just about anybody, with some very simple things. But at the same time, and in the same way, the higher your expectations for a person, the more likely they are to let you down. So it's better almost to have minimal expectations, and then when people disappoint you, you're not surprised, as it is opposed to have higher expectations for self, higher expectations for others. Not to say you shouldn't always be growing, but step by step versus leaps and bounds, uh, is valuable there, and continuing to go in a positive direction can be valuable. The next thing there is kind of looking at the hustle culture, the hustle mentality. So the hustle culture and mentality can be kind of overwhelming in a number of ways. The hustle culture is often extremely difficult for people to understand. There's always a push, always a desire to improve, always a desire to get better, or to make more money, or to be more famous, or to be more known, or to get your brand out there, or whatever. And while it's completely valuable to look at, where you're going in that way, and always try to improve yourself to the best of your ability, sometimes the hustle culture gets us in trouble because our push is so constant that we don't take time to enjoy things, and then what we actually do is dull the sensitivity we have towards actual joy and enjoyment of life, actual joy and the wonder of simplicity, the enjoyment of simplicity, and so that becomes super super potentially toxic. The next thing is kind of putting our ideas and our concepts towards, hey, this is what matters, and placing aesthetics over the top of meaningfulness, over the top of connectedness, and that can get super frustrating for a number of reasons. It's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, it just is. And so when we begin to kind of look at, are my standards even in line with what I really want out of my life? Are my standards really in line with what's there for me, or what I can handle, or what's good for me? That can also become super uncomfortable and almost toxic, because when you push yourself to a place where your physical health or your mental health or your emotional health is out of balance, you will eventually get to a burnout level and you can't do virtually anything, and nothing gets done at all. And then the other thing is overload of information. So if a person is constantly looking for ways to improve themselves, they're going to get 27 different ideas or concepts or viewpoints on how to do A, B, C, and D. And so that becomes super toxic and super unhealthy for a number of reasons, not limited to the fact that they will then be overlooked and overloaded with, what should I do next? And that leads to paralysis of emotional inactivity, which ultimately leads to challenges in a way that, really doesn't serve, and ultimately gets to a negative overall outcome in a number of ways. And so there's challenges there, there's difficulties there. Hopefully, this has been helpful for you in terms of just looking at moving forward. I encourage you, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.